I was just looking at stuff.
Oh, that's cool. True. Was watching like a shitload of Venture Brothers yesterday. Why did you laugh?
Show sucks.
What?
What is it? You said it's on Hulu, right? Venture
Yeah,
Brothers?
Venture Brothers on Hulu. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I was like hanging out with a friend on Friday, and I was like doing like the Monarch voice. I would do it, but Dre wouldn't get it. But basically, it's like a annoying person. Yeah, basically.
Say, if it sounds stupid, I'm a roast you. So whether I know it or not.
I mean, it's more like he has like this obsession to like always like arch, mean the verb for like the verb to be a villain, basically. This guy named Dr. Venture. This Dr. Venture is like this star actor who was in, his father was an actual scientist, adventurer, whatever, and he's just like he just pales in comparison to his father, and it's just like.
So what you're saying is it's toxic masculinity. So no.
Yeah, his father was basically like I don't know what age of his birthday, but for his birthday I don't know what he got his girls, but like his father just like ordered a whole bunch of whores and like Playboy models and shit, but they were all for him, not for the son, not for
Oh wow, that's horrible.
You should watch
horrifying.
You should. It's really crazy because like on the first season he's a single, he's the only child, and like later on it turns out he had a twin, and that twin lived inside of his stomach for I guess like 50 years or something, and he eventually came out, and the first thing the twin decided to do, take revenge, of course, to his older twin. And that was just one episode, and then like I don't know how they got along. They just shaked it off, and like now he's like, it's really ironic because like he's like smarter than him. He's more successful. He just gave him the island in a fucking submarine boat, and just like he just sounds cooler. But he's like a midget. He has like
he has a Napoleon complex.
No, not really. He's really nice. He's like the best. He's like Dr. Venture. It's kind of ironic because he's like a star, but like he's kind of like a loser in a sense. And he's like his wardrobe is stuck in the 70s or 80s, or whatever. And I don't know. He's just weird, and he's a scientist, but he's not really like, people don't take him seriously, I guess. I don't know.
No, okay.
And money problems. And he's a fucked up fighter.
You sound like he bought a whole bunch of hoes for himself and not his child.
Imagine like, oh, you're never gonna see your mother. You're not the. He clones them. He clones the both of the kids, and like you're not clone number 1 or 2. You're like clone number something. It's like holy shit. And I guess cloning their universe is illegal.
What?
But yeah.
So what? Okay, I might actually check it out because I've been thinking about doing the First off, Disney Plus sucks.
Mandalorian, but I agree.
Outside of the Mandalorian, and if I'm being 100, I never watched it.
I want to watch it, but I just don't want to buy Disney Plus.
I'm saying, well, I had Disney Plus like for a minute, and I paid for like 2 months, and it's like, bro, like the stuff that I'm most interested in is the Marvel stuff.
It's not even ready
yet.
They're
not nowhere near done with that, and it's probably never going to come out now because of production being paused. Unless they didn't already record everything, just have to edit it, like for WandaVision or whatever.
Right. What's that?
Protein drink. Collagen and the like.
Are we recording?
Yeah. I mean, like this for like the last 5 minutes.
Cool. Hey, people. What's up? It's the Biscuithead podcast.
You want to do the intro this time?
I'll do it.
Or you going to fuck it up?
Hey, cool cats and kitties.
Okay, no, absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. Nope. Let's just 3, 2,
cool
1.
Cats and kitty. Oh, me?
Hey out there, all you cool cats.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's me.
Hey, no,
I forget the rest of the intro.
What is Gooey's Brothers? Welcome back to another installment of the Biscuithead podcast. I am your host, the original Biscuithead, Dre. Today we have another episode of Quarantine SquaddSodes. That's what, when it's the squad, it's going to be called the SquaddSodes from now on. So if you don't want to hear all of us talking about randomness, just skip the SquaddSodes. Okay, cool. So this is the SquaddSodes. We got Mr. Mac I Am, Big Charles in the building, and we got other K, Big Kevo, Kevin.
Big Kevin. Just call me Kevin, guys, please.
Well, he's not big. He's just long and lanky.
Yeah.
The ladies love him. Look at that hair.
I
Look
know,
at that
right?
hair, right, Charles?
I took a shower.
Absolutely irresistible. Don't. So
Why?
as opposed to you didn't take a shower the other day that we did it.
Wait, what?
You know what? Charles said, "All right, I'm ahead."
Wait, I think he called me Blanco or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, our coach, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring because I'm pale as fuck too. But I mean, probably both.
Well,
right?
there is that too.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so Extraction.
Extraction.
Who watched it first, Charles?
Yeah.
I watched it Friday night, so
You just watched it, my lord. Okay, so Charles,
it was great. I loved it.
why don't you get us into it? Extraction. What's the synopsis from Mr. Mac I Am on the
Synopsis.
movie?
I
It's a great
wasn't
word,
expecting
synopsis.
Thor
Turn
to
your
make
mic
a
up, bro.
movie like that. Hello?
Stumbling.
Turn your mic up,
You guys like going over each other? It's like a bet.
Hello?
What?
All right, that's better. Yeah,
No?
yeah, that's better.
Your cat died?
Who cat? I don't even have a cat. Kev got cats.
Mm.
Little cute kittens and stuff, but yeah, not me. No, I got dogs. I have 8 dogs. I mean, eventually I will have dogs. I just got one.
Oh no. Playing GTA.
You heard? Let me turn the what's to come off because I swear because I'm in the solo jump and I'm gonna just try to rob a few stores with the cash up. Did you see that they actually giving out 500,000 just logging in on May?
Yeah, I think I got it. I have to double check.
Okay.
Probably expensive though.
So I got the 500 and then somehow they just gave me another 1.5 for something.
Oh, wow.
I was like, thank you. And I got the last store I robbed was another 3. So if only there was a way to make that in my actual account, bro. Just what my savings in this game. If I could have a half of that in my actual account,
Sorry,
sad.
guys.
No, you good, bro.
You know, my cat has acne under her chins, and it kind of looks like a rash. But I looked it up online, and
MD.
my mom was kind of like freaking out, and I was like, "Don't worry about it." And then she was telling my brother it was like fungus. I'm like, "Dude, I told you it was fucking acne." And it was because I don't really wash the bowls like that, so I'm a terrible owner. And like where she eats her food, the dry food, it's plastic and it retains more bacteria. So I just changed it to metal bowl, and I'll call the vet eventually. I'm not really panicking at all.
Yeah, eventually. There's no need to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry
about the
and then your cat lose her whole chin.
I mean, technically she
her
should.
Whole chin. That's the whole job.
Right. If it's severe, she should be dead, right? But no, it just
Damn,
bad case. Right, because it's near the throat. Wouldn't something near your throat? Let's say like a chunk of your thing's gone. Shouldn't she be dead, right? I don't know.
I guess maybe. Yeah.
I'm not a vet either, so I don't think it's that severe. But I'll give it a day or 2. Yeah. Sorry to.
Hey, just on a quick tip, Charles. I got enough to get a nightclub. Should I go ahead and purchase that or not? Or sit on it for a second?
I would. Yeah, you could. I will wait till you're at 2 million so you could start operations at your different stuff.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Right now, I think with the pack, you get the bunker and the motorcycle.
Oh yeah, I got the
arcade.
bunker. I got the motorcycle club already. I got the office, and I got the apartment, and I'd actually already bought another one for like 200. So I got 2 apartments right now.
Okay. I was playing like the other day, and like I got killed like 3 times, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'll just play the story."
You playing online or solo?
Online.
I'm saying, are you playing in the solo? What you call?
Solo session?
Yeah.
No, I went straight online. Are you supposed to do solo session?
Solo session is better to get started off.
Oh, okay.
Just because if you log in online, like literally, I was online just trying to buy a shirt. Literally buy a shirt, and the one dude literally just camped at the clothing store and murked me like twice. It's like, you know what? I've closed the entire app and logged into a solo session.
True.
So
do you lose money if you die?
I think if you commit suicide in the game, you do.
Okay.
But yeah.
That was fucking frustrating. And then like I was in a lobby, a whole bunch of fucking 10-year-olds just cussing each other, saying the
I
N-word. It
swear,
was like
they just be cussing in that joint. There's no need for the hostility that takes place.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I never was 10 and was like, oh, let me hop online and like say the N-word and just like, you know, be
I swear
just
the
as
last
fuck.
joint, the last one I logged into was like, shut the fuck up. Like, hey yo, you like 9. What do you mean? Where's your mother?
Right. Where's your mother?
Where's your mother?
do your
Where's your
do your
where
homework.
right. Right. Don't you have a Zoom class to be on right now?
Don't you have to read a book right now? What's
Right.
wrong with you?
Ain't you supposed to be doing something educational and
You want to
enriching and
right.
enlightening to your educational enrichment?
Right.
All right, but yeah, extraction.
Instruction.
Well, no, because Kev had kind of went to con for a second, so we got off topic. But it's
Yeah,
cool. That's what we do.
it's fine.
The squad show, man. We just be here.
So yeah, Charles, go ahead. Start us off. It's extraction.
John Wick Thor.
John Wick Thor.
Yeah.
Mm,
It was just a random movie I clicked on. I wasn't really expecting it or like seeing it as something that was like important. But I was like, I'll just watch it. And then it was a good army show. I appreciate
Army show.
Army show. My God. Okay.
Wow, these words.
it. It was a good movie.
So effectively, Charles sucks as an analogist.
Of course.
Synopsis. I'll get the synopsis. I mean, the synopsis is not that big, honestly. It's
It's
like
not, but it was
the
really
performance.
solid.
The execution was awesome. Like I don't watch a lot of like war movies or I get it was just like an operation kind of stink. I don't know, like Taken and I don't know. What do you call this movie?
Be 100.
A thriller?
I never watched Taken
Action
either.
thriller? Yeah.
Action thriller. I'll give it.
Did you
action
freeze,
thriller
Dre?
for sure. Huh? Did I freeze?
Yeah, Dre froze again.
What the fuck?
Low key. Okay. Low key. Y'all frozen on.
But like I watched it. Should we wait or?
I'm moving.
I mean, yeah,
smooth
but then
butter
like
right now.
you're
Okay,
gone for a
everybody
good break.
Back. There we go.
There we go. I don't know what the hell happened.
Okay. But like am I going or is Charles done?
I think Charles is done. Go ahead, bro.
I don't know, like Extraction. I saw the trailer. I was like, looks cool, but like I don't know. I feel like whenever something new comes out on Netflix, I get hesitation of like watching anything new. Like you guys remember Underground 6 or some shit? That was like 2 months ago. It was that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh, I still haven't watched that.
I'm not gonna watch. I mean, I don't know. I might, but like I watched that movie. I was like, it was like Friday. I was like drunk, drank like a whole bottle, not a whole, but like a half bottle, like a 4 of tequila. And I watched that shit. I was like, this shit's amazing. Like the shots taken of.
I feel like that was the tequila talk. But
But like I don't know. I watched it. I was like, this is like it's kind of like John Wick, but then like John Wick, if you pay attention, like all their scenes are indoors and they have like really cool lighting. But like I feel like in this movie Extraction, they have like really cool like shots taken. The action and the choreography is just like it's ridiculous. And then like the guy who had break his nose in and like his face was all fucked up. Like the makeup department was just crazy.
Okay.
And like I found it really ironic. You guys remember when Thor was wearing like long hair and now he has like short hair? We're never going back to that.
Oh no, we never get long hair Thor, bro. He's just again.
He's just cooler that way.
I don't think we're gonna get long hair Thor again because short hair Thor is when he got in his bag. That's when Thor became Thor. Oh my! I didn't even answer the call. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Is he getting like a mission right now?
No, it's that one little call keeps coming until like I guess the arena, whatever.
Oh, you're playing Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I'm trying to rob a few stores.
Oh wow.
Controller speaker off, volume down. All right, cool.
But like the synopsis isn't that hard. What it's like it's an ex-vet who's kind of suicidal. Not suicidal. Is it hot? I guess like self-inflicting. But then like he has a change of heart and kind of does the right thing. Movie. It was just try to save this kid basically. Yeah.
I can see why you would say John Wick Thor on it because I mean it's Chris Hemsworth, but the synopsis overall, you got Crime Boss A and Crime Boss B.
Yeah, that's true.
Crime Boss A has a child, but Crime Boss A is in jail, right? So then Crime Boss B is like, hey, yo, I'm not going to affect your businesses that you somehow are operating from out of the jail. I'm going to kidnap your child, R. Kelly, right?
Wow. No bullshit. He has a whole bunch of kids with him.
It's like, I'm going to kidnap your child. So from there, there's this service that takes care of certain things in certain areas that have a particular set of skills, like shit. And Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth, works there.
He works at McDonald's.
And he has these like PTSD moments of remembering his child or his dead. Is the kid dead? I don't know if they ever covered that.
You froze again, bro.
Huh?
Charles.
Oh shit.
It's always Dre, man. It's like, I don't know.
I don't even care. Is the audio still going?
That movie.
Is the audio still going?
Now it's going. You're going for like a second.
There you go. You're back.
All right. Anyway, from there, we have Crime Boss A's assistant be like, hey, look, we ain't got the funds, right? Like, we can pay we gonna send this first payment, but that's all we got to get to hire these people.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth says, hey, yo, I bet I got you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna down this half a gallon of alcohol first, but we gonna get this done, right? Like, your man is crazy.
Straight fucking alcoholic.
But you know, he mainlined it, and then we get to see the closest thing to John Wick outside of Keanu Reeves in India, and we might eventually see that too, because if John Wick reaches 47 movies, I'm paying to see every single movie. But I did
stretch.
I mean, it is a stretch, but you get the point. John Wick so far, he's be like, okay, that's enough. It's Keanu Reeves fighting, but it's like, nah, this is somehow still really effing good. But supposedly the guy who directed this also directed some of the Marvel movies, like Civil War.
Wait, no, isn't the guy who directs it, isn't he the stuntman for Cap?
I think he's a stuntman director. I don't think he's the actual stuntman.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know.
But when I say some of the action in the jump, like some of the camera angles were absolutely ridiculous. Like it's a fairly like straightforward movie when it comes to plot. Like the plot is non-existent, but when the action is that good, you can excuse it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's well paced. There isn't a whole bunch of dead spots.
No.
You know, they did my man's DK Harbor wrong again.
Hell, like I didn't expect him to come in the movie, but it's like, okay.
Although I will say I appreciated his role in Extraction more than I appreciated the entirety of Hellboy.
Mm.
Yeah, that movie sucked ass.
Oh,
really? The new one?
Yeah, that movie.
Bro.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was better than I think it was better than the Golden joint.
No,
you know,
Not better than the first one.
The first one is still the best, like the first original one. The second one was a bit of a stretch, but DK Harborough's is right there with Buns. With Golden Army is bad.
It's just the plot was just.
I
was expecting it to do more. Yeah,
it's not his acting. He did as well as he could. I think.
Yeah.
With that, and I was really excited because he's a hell of an actor.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, that brother don't say but 14 words, and he's just like, that boy acting. That boy good, but that movie was
just terrible. Like
bad.
Really?
I wouldn't watch. I don't even know why it was bad.
I bought it on DVD because I was like, the homies coming.
For free.
You know, we gonna have a little sit back and it's like, bro, this. Did you watch it over here, Kev?
I watched it with you, Dre.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's why I bought it. It's like, because they came out the same week or the same time as Endgame.
No, it came early. It came like
Right, it came like the week before,
weeks,
right?
2 weeks early.
2 weeks before Endgame.
Yeah.
And we were going to see Endgame at a theater, Protect the Innocent, with a young lady. Huh?
I think it was Largo or something.
Yeah. And Kev was like, I remember Kev was like, okay, cool, we're going to see Hellboy. It's like, you can go pay to see that, but
it was
I'm
a
not.
joke. It was a joke.
And
I'm glad I didn't. I really did think about it, but I was like, Endgame's probably better. And
it wound up being leaps and bounds. Endgame made Hellboy look like it was the difference between like Titanic or Leonardo DiCaprio acting at his best, and like my dog just sitting there.
Like, honestly, if there was a movie I wish I never saw, and it would be Hellboy, because that was
really wow.
Hellboy was a waste of It was a waste of a movie. Honestly, like who produced that movie? What studio?
What studio? What Hellboy?
Marvel to a degree, but I don't know who produced it. I still gave it a 7. I think the problem was everybody hated.
I mean, okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Nah, bro.
It really wasn't that bad. It was just the part where when he was supposed to get his full demon powers, I thought the world was gonna go into apocalypto mode and he was just gonna fight everybody by himself. I think that would have been lit. And then that part
they're never making the second one. I just read this. Theatrically released on April 12th. To negative reviews with criticism aimed at the plot, tone, and gore, along with unfavorable comparisons to the Del Toro films, but praise for the makeup effects and Harbaugh's performance, much like we just did.
Yeah.
The film was a box office bomb, grossing $44 million worldwide against a production budget of $50. It didn't even break even.
What the fuck?
We're not getting a second one, and that sucks for DK Harbour because he's amazing.
Yeah, he's good. Lionsgate made a distributed movie.
Oh, that's why. That's why. No offense, I respect my community, but Lionsgate has backed damn near every Tyler Perry film that exists, plays included. Okay, no, that's exactly why. Lionsgate then had a lot of bombs. Let's be real. In fact, let's go into Lionsgate history because they done had some really good ones and they done had some absolute bombs.
I'm not familiar with Lionsgate, to be honest.
Only reason I am is because of Tyler Perry, and while I respect my community, we all know all the Medea movies are not classics.
I don't think I've ever seen one, so
it's okay. You're not missing much.
I mean, I don't know. I see like they made American Psycho. I actually like that movie a lot. And The Day After Tomorrow, I didn't see that one. They made Kick-Ass. That's a good movie.
They must not have had that much to do with it then.
Yeah,
there was some other Lionsgate. Okay, The Hunger Games is good. The original Saw. Rambo from 2008, so a rehash.
Nah, none of the Rambo.
Bank Job, The Day After. That's what I'm saying. No, it said Rambo from 2008.
They also made Crank. Crank's a good movie.
Crank?
Yeah, Crank. You know the one with what's his name?
Jason
Statham. Yeah.
He said John Statham, by the way.
I was about to say John Statham. Yeah.
But look, okay, so it amazes me like how a studio can give us Kick-Ass and The Day After Tomorrow and American Psycho and Hunger Games and Saw, but then also give us Abduction with Taylor Lautner.
No idea what that is.
You ever watch Twilight?
No, not at all.
Okay, he's the werewolf.
Oh.
He's the main werewolf.
But his name is Taylor Lautner. I don't know.
Lautner, yeah. In fact, what movie was that? Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, that guy.
That was him.
Yeah.
Like in the way back.
As you should be.
Yeah, Crank was pretty good. The second one was a little extra. And see, look, like how does Lionsgate give us Knives Out, John Wick?
Wait, are you serious?
I'm so serious. It just popped up.
They must have just made the movie for a cash and grab. Well, it wasn't really a cash and grab, but they just
it was a crash bomb.
Produce means money to give so they can own the title under their title. I don't think they had like anything to do with the directing or the sequencing of the movie. They're just there as a production company.
I feel like the movies they have more to do with are the ones that are hot butt. Without any research. I feel like the ones that they...
Too. There could be like, I'm paying you, so you're going to do it our way.
Yeah, like how that... They also gave us Punisher from 2004. Another hot butt movie.
None of the Punisher movies are good. It's really sad because like all their actors, like I feel like I don't know, one of them are pretty good, but then it's like just the movies just suck on.
Yeah.
Like the plot. But
okay, so how are y'all company still BSing you with the quarantine pay and whatnot?
I mean, nothing has changed.
Nothing changed.
Who cares?
Okay, well, I can tell y'all we got the Supreme Mask now, right?
Oh wow!
Just came yesterday.
Can you show? I want to see it.
I'm not going out to the car for that shit because I left it in there.
Cool, bro.
But I mean to tell you, bro, that it is. They gave us that, and then flat out, it didn't have a filter.
Are you serious?
So it's a cloth mask. Okay. It's a reusable cloth mask. When you open the joint, it flat out say for civil use, not medical. But then they don't have any semblance of a goddamn filter. And I literally took my filter out of my camo joint and put it into there. And I was the only one in the entire store with a filter. It's like, bruh, you have got to be kidding me. I was highly disappointed, but what else could I expect?
Yeah, basically.
Like, what else could I expect? So yeah, and we still ain't gotten. So we got that. I was like, I told Eric, I was like, bro, they basically just wanted to spend some money. So instead of giving us any semblance of a pay raise or an acknowledgement of the fact that we're out here sacrificing our existences, you know,
they want to bake cookies and give you fucking mints.
Right, some damn, and not even good mints, not even the good dollar store peppermints that they be having in the church, that the old lady be having in church. Some damn the goddamn Lafayette Savier wintergreen junks that you could crunch and break a window with. Them junks. It's like we can't even get the good delicious mints, Lord. Like Jesus Christ. Also, I want to add, I am highly disappointed in my community. Black people, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Okay, so I don't know what DC's numbers are, but I'm pretty sure y'all are pretty high up there in hotspot, like
definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they still talking about start to opening stuff back up, which I find which I believe is highly dumb.
It's irresponsible.
It's very irresponsible. But I work in Montgomery County, which is a hotspot in Maryland. So I work in the hottest of hotspots in Maryland right now, and then I live in the third/4th. But my community, as in Black people in Montgomery County, highly disappointed in you niggas. I mean, no masks, attitude galore, no gloves. Ordering $50 worth of what to come and then not tipping drivers at all. In fact, I had a lady this week call the store back because the drivers aren't allowed to go upstairs anymore. Like to go into an apartment building and go up the elevator, whatever. Off GP, they all have masks. They're asked to wear gloves. Not everybody wears the gloves, but everybody has to wear a mask now. This lady, because the driver, and it was an older driver, Kings, Kev.
No, Kingsley.
Oh, yeah. Charles, you know him, too.
Mm-hmm.
But Kings didn't go upstairs. So she literally called the store to say, because she had like, a tip in or whatever initially. And she called because she wanted to change it to nothing. So, mind you, she'd only tipped $3 to begin with. But now she's like, he didn't come upstairs. So I want to change that. I found that ridiculous. Like, I'm paying you guys to deliver it. But nobody is going up to your spot no more. Like, literally, no one.
If that's a rule, we can't do anything about that.
Right. Like, literally no one. If you order DoorDash and you're in an apartment building, they're leaving that shit in the lobby. And if you better hope you and 12 other people they order at the same time, you're going to have to figure out whose food is whose.
I feel like there's a lot of ungrateful people. Like, at least your food was fucking delivered, right?
I swear, I had one dude. Literally, it's crazy because the one guy called the store like, I want to know where my order is, and I was like, sir, you ordered like 10 minutes ago. It's just about to leave the store. And then he was like, never mind, I'll just come pick it up. And then I looked at the address, and he lives like 2 streets behind the store. And this is before the 8 o'clock, the quote unquote 8 o'clock, It's like, so you pay the extra $5 to have it delivered, but then you're mad because it's not going to be on your doorstep in 10 minutes, bro? What sense of entitlement?
Yeah. This country's privilege. We think, should come like that.
I find it utterly ridiculous.
It's stupid. There's a lot of I don't know, man. I feel like this is a societal thing. And then technology, the rise of technology, reduces our patience and our time, our attention span, and I don't know.
I will say I almost cannot wait, but I can. I'm gonna have to, low-key. I can't wait until I make enough money to pay people to do the things I don't want to do, like to afford them freely, because grocery shopping, overrated.
Overrated.
Absolutely overrated.
I don't think people talk about it like it's a hobby.
I mean, no one does, but it's like, some people, I enjoy grocery shopping. I enjoy,
it's mostly
just going and putting in headphones, and it's like, no. First off, I don't like interacting with a whole bunch of people to begin with. But then there's the little fact of, I hated grocery shopping before you had to wear a mask and stand 6 feet away from each other and wait in lines to get into a store. Why am I waiting in line at the Walmart to get some salads for the week? Why am I waiting in line at the Walmart to get some salads for the week? Like I'm about to get in the most exclusive club in a warehouse in New York with a 1920s Gatsby theme. Be like, there's absolutely no reason this many people have this much to do essential. Like, it's stupid. It's crazy.
I remember someone was telling me like in DC they were gonna like only allow people alphabetical order, like people with their last names A get to go this week and so on. And I'm like, that sounds dumb as shit. What if like the person in B doesn't have any food for the week? Is that person gonna starve, or the person has to pay someone who has the last name of an A and they have to go? That sounds ridiculous.
That is almost one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. But then beyond that, check this, right? Let's say they do that. What if that person has a child? That person's child is one of the ones that's selected for that week. You gonna send a baby to crawl in there and get your essentials? No, the parent has to accompany that child, or else they're going to get a citation and or go to jail, and they're just gonna be sitting there. Now there's another child in the system that doesn't care enough about children. Just a long line of bullshit.
Like, the reason why there's lines because they're trying to limit people to be in the, 10 people per building or something. And it's like, okay.
That's not happening. There is nowhere that is effectively happening. Unless, like, literally, I've been to maybe one spot. Like, if you work at, like, maybe a 7-Eleven, it might be 2-3 people on staff. That's a little more realistic staff-wise. But if it's staff, shit, you know how that store rock, Brad. There's more than 10 people in any given moment.
I agree with that. Like, I don't know what's the ratio. Like, it's not like a random building. There has to be like some ratio, like this many square feet for this many like people. So, but I don't really grocery shop at all. So it's just like whatever. But I will say this though, I did go grocery shopping one time. And I was like, this is kind of relaxing. Just get whatever you want.
I mean, it's relaxed. I'll put it this way: it's relaxing if you can go at your own pace. And what's it called? Everybody now is like, the last bottle of honey mustard. I must have it. Like, it turned into an anime. What's it called? You was like staring at the nigga like, are you hungry? Are you? I'm gonna reach for it. Nah. And then it turned into a full sprint. Like, it's not that bad, but you literally, like, all the videos that are out, people are so focused on comfortability, I think, past the point, instead of like, oh, I actually need this. So yeah, it's slightly frustrating. But yeah, no, I can't wait till I have enough money to comfortably pay somebody to grocery shop for me because I'm doing it. I hate grocery shopping. Just drop it off at my door. I'll tip you well. I'll give you enough money. I'll tip you enough money to fill up your tank. I appreciate you. You did me a favor because I didn't have to interact with any humans, including you, sir, and or ma'am, or whatever you identify as. So yes, shout out to you for making my life a little easier.
You know, I just realized.
How's that?
I just realized we fucking drifted away from distraction. Did you just realize that?
Low key one. I mean, it's a SquaddSode. No one cares.
No one cares. I
Who
mean,
does this?
all right. How about this? Let's just go back to distraction. I just want to know if you had to put a score. Yeah, put a number, but by that movie, what number would you give it to?
Out of what?
10. Let's do that.
Out of 10?
Yeah, let's do that.
Charles, what you feeling?
For Extraction?
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. I was about to. I was going to say 8.5, but I'm comfortable with 9.
Because like it's produced by the Russo brothers. Do you think it's better? Like, what movie would you watch more? Extraction or Winter Soldier?
Depends.
I think I would watch Extraction more. It's just I don't know. It's drawing through the. I'm not saying Winter Soldier isn't. It's just that I don't know. Like, it's just pure action in a sense.
That's
Think about it. It's just pure action.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, it is pure action, but you have to consider what, at least me, like, I have to consider what Winter Soldier was to the MCU as a whole and to Captain America's storyline. Because, awesome. I mean, I lie to you not, the first 7 to 10 minutes of Winter Soldier was better than the entirety of the first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Him fighting and everybody's like, oh, what is Batroc? Batroc is only, he's only a human, but he's in the comics, he is strong enough to at least hand to hand.
Yeah, you're right. The first 10 minutes, it's badass. Like he just drops off. The first 10
minutes, he is on that ship. It's like me, shield, asses to whoop. Yeah. Welcome to the end. It's like throwing the shield, bouncing it off and stuff. I loved it. I think that was in regards to Captain America was almost as bad as the first Thor. It was a little better because we like Captain America outright more than Thor because Thor is a bit more like he was definitely created on the acid trip by Stan Lee and them.
Oh wow!
Hey, look at the colors in it though. But that's why we appreciated the third one, Taika Waititi. Well, yeah, that's the right name, right? Taika Waititi.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I did pronounce it wrong. But that's why we appreciated the one that he did because the comics that we have seen Thor in, they're always really Asgard was really colorful and and Asgard up until that point was the only thing they had gotten right in regards to I feel like color grade and telling some of the story. But even still, they took it a step further. Like Taika took it a step further, and then it was just funny. Like it was the best. It's low key. Ragnarok is one of the best MCU movies so far.
I think it's a movie. Yeah, I want to rewatch it again just for the sake of it because it's been a while. But the best Marvel movie, I don't know. I think
I'm not saying the best, but
one of the
best. Yeah,
I agree.
It's up there with one of the best MCU films as a whole. I agree.
You guys remember when the trailer dropped, like around spring? I think like 2016 or 17.
Honestly, no, because I wasn't. I just knew I knew I saw like a piece of something, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see it because I had seen all the other ones. And I waste my time with the first 2 Thor movies, and it's like this looks good.
Like it was promising because like it had like that white stripes on, like and like it was just him in the chain, like yeah, it was awesome. That trailer was fucking great. And I remember watching that movie. I was fucking.
And then right, because that's what it was. They wound up in the first trailer. They had hella breaking the like New York, right?
Yeah.
Or like an alleyway, and then they actually changed it to the
someplace in Ireland, I think, or
yeah. But that somehow fit better though. Like the decision to have it in like that fit better because like it's like Taika Waititi is like that.
Like I like his movie for the Ragnarok movie, and I watched Jojo Rabbit. But I think there's another like it's a movie and a TV series. It's called we it's like that vampire mediocre comedy. We Live in the Dark.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen anything else about him, like for real.
Yeah, there's this one called What We Do in the Dark. I watched the movie. It's like this idea like if vampires existed and they didn't really decide to be like Dracula and take over the world, the society, instead they live with the society and they just do whatever and stuff. It's kind of like a comedy. I watched that. I like for what it is, but I didn't like it.
I get that. There's a lot of stuff like it was good for what it was, but it's not. It's not good enough to be like that was just a great movie, you know.
Right.
It was good for what it was.
Yeah.
But I don't know to go back to your question.
Oh, like would you rather
watch
Extraction or Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
It's a hard one. I think Winter Soldier is pretty good too. But like Extraction, it's just I don't know. This Extraction is just it's just him being shut up. But then like Winter Soldier is like, oh, you get, you know, Scarlett Johansson, you got Chris Evans, you got Samuel Jackson, you have
you got Samuel Jackson, you got
the girl
Bucky. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not a huge fan. Excuse me. But bro, that first scene when they after Peggy died, that was the same movie, right? After Peggy died and he went to the they wound up like fighting on the rooftop for a minute.
Maybe that's a Civil War. Maybe I don't really know. I honestly don't know.
There was something. No, not okay. No, yeah, it was.
Did any of y'all watch Black Widow yet? I forgot it came out.
Black Widow came out.
It didn't come out.
It said release date April 24th.
No, it didn't. It pushed.
Sure?
They pushed it.
Pushed it back.
Yeah, it's either August or October.
Yeah, they pushed it. But I don't think they were done with post, right?
Yeah, they pushed it.
I'm pretty sure they pushed it down. I don't think they were done with post production.
I'm pretty sure they are, or maybe they're. You know, I'm pretty sure they are because it was supposed to release May, and then they pushed it because they're not gonna do like.
They probably want it to be closer to, or they want people to release it, or they want to release it on the app.
Nah, honestly, I feel like that movie probably deserves a theatrical release. Honestly, because I'm looking forward to that movie.
But the theater still might be closed. The theater might never open again.
That's true.
They pushed it to November.
Yeah.
November, okay.
Which is kind of weird because then
everything's getting pushed back.
Venom.
Can't play my games. Can't watch my movies. Some bullshit.
Low key, I saw something. I haven't watched it yet, but they doing something with Carnage for Venom.
Yeah, Venom. They pushed.
Carnage.
It was supposed to come out in November, but they pushed it for like I don't remember. Like
to 2021.
Yeah, probably for the summer.
They probably hoping because that's when everybody's thinking that this might all be passed or mostly passed. And if the theaters are opening, like I feel like they want that movie to be in theaters because I feel like that's a part of what saved. I won't say saved it because it was a good movie.
I like that movie. I like them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it like a. I would give it like a high 7. I would no. I mean I don't know because like I like the comedy in it and like.
I'll give it a solid 7.
Not because like I don't know like. I think Eddie Brock. What's his name? Tom Hardy. He did a good job, but then. For him to voice Venom and them the sound design on that for Venom's voice was really good. And then the way that they've painted Venom as more than just ooh, I'm an evil symbiote and I'm gonna kick Spider-Man's ass. It's like like a turd in the wind. You'll be this armless, legless turd in the wind. Like bro, it was pretty good. Like I like it already. I'm gonna stay. Like I like that version, and it was. Yeah. I will admit, the first half of that movie, I was almost asleep. Yeah, like
until they brought Venom into it, I was almost out in the theater. I was almost out like a light, bro.
Yeah, because like it's kind of because that movie's really weird because it's not like a superhero movie. It's more like the first half. It's kind of like a sad drama. It's kind of like because like he loses his job. It's like a sad drama. But then like once he gets Venom, it just becomes better. And then it becomes
like the anti-hero story that you would be expecting.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate that they didn't try to rip off like Deadpool. Yeah. It was clear there were some beats that were similar, but they were still different and unique enough. And then you had like Deadpool, I'm not like if that's just Ryan Reynolds having the duality of Eddie Brock and like responding to Venom at first. Like he's, the chicken's like, "Wow, I don't know what's happening. What the hell? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys." It's like,
Right.
Eddie, we're not losing. Pow. Holy shit! I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
You're talking about this. You're talking about that scene when those security guards, whatever, they come to his
when they
room,
came
right? To
recover the asset like that.
What are you doing? Stop.
What are you doing? We have to beat them.
God. But
eyes, lungs, so many snacks, so little time. It's like, bro, that joint, their sound design for that joint was excellent. I think Tom Hardy low key might be. He played Bane too, right?
He played Bane. He was also in Mad Max, the 2016 something. I don't know.
Okay, damn.
Yeah,
this
Tom Hardy
low key.
He I didn't watch the trailer, but he's in this Al Capone movie apparently. Tom Hardy's pretty he's pretty versatile. I'll say that because
he's pretty versatile. But I'm saying like that's the same I feel like as Josh Brolin, because Josh Brolin was in 2 different key movies in the same year. He was in Deadpool 2
Endgame
as Cable, and then Infinity War and Endgame, and it was still very much Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
but it was still so different. You weren't mad, like you weren't like, "Oh my god, this guy again." It was like, "Hey, this nigga good."
It was 2 different. It was 2 different people. Also,
I didn't realize. I was watching one of those like VFX breakdowns or whatever on YouTube, but I didn't realize how much of Thanos' face movements were really Josh Brolin. Yeah. Like like to some degree the guys they do all the CGI and VFX, but I didn't realize how much work they put into getting just like basic movements of Josh Brolin's face and whatchacoms and the like, and then creating more for Thanos based off of his face. Like that shit is hot.
Yeah, they did the same thing for Mark Ruffalo for his Hulk.
It's like I do not have the patience for it, but
imagine you're just seeing green for like fucking 8 hours a day, and you're just don't move.
As an actor, I wouldn't have the patience. I might not have the patience for it, and then as the studios, but then you understand. But then that makes me understand why they have like 15 studios working on a single movie, because they got that many people. Those resources are actually needed to whatever extent, because you can't have 3 people with 6 IMAX and creating those type of movies. You need specialty made engines and renderings and scientists, and it's like this shit is real. But it made me respect the stuff that they do a lot more.
Definitely, just art. It's such a vague thing, but it's like it means so much, and then like just the process is just it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work, and like how remember when Martin Scorsese was like, oh the Marvel movies they're just like a amusement park.
They aren't actual films or something. It's like
not cinema. I think
cinema.
I think so. I think of course like stuff like Thor, the first Thor movies aren't cinema, but like I feel like Endgame and that setup and like how it went, that has to be cinematic, man. That has to be like if it leaves like
and the way they ended that jump, Endgame, like I know, and it's like for somebody like him, maybe it's more like within every movie there's a complete storyline. But Marvel found a way, even with them terrible ass Hulk movies, to create 20 years. Take 20 years of what? How many films was it?
I don't know.
10
that's
years
hard.
and like 10 years and 25 films.
We got 3 Iron Man movies. We got 1 Hulk movie. We got 3 Captain America.
2 Hulk movies.
Well, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's what I'm counting.
I think it's 2.
Is it 2? I mean, I know there's one that came out in 2003, but is that part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I don't think so.
Maybe not.
But like, it's a lot of fucking movies. No wait.
But either way,
doesn't matter. I mean, whatever.
The overall thing is that Marvel took 10 years of multiple different films, a whole bunch of storylines, and not too many retcons to be 100. Because there are a lot of people that, I put it this way. I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter, but J.K. Rowling has done so many goddamn retcons, and this person was actually gay, and this person was, and there's nothing wrong with that as the creator of a whatchacom. But, bro, I read all the books first. That character was nowhere near. Don't you dare try to tell me. It's like okay, but it's like I feel like because it's like it's things where it's like it became more, I'll say, socially acceptable and slightly popular to be, at least different or unheteronormative, quote unquote. J.K. Rowling was like, well, this character, he actually kind of like boys, and this girl, she's kind of like girls.
She was just trying to be progressive and
I know, like, right. She was trying to be
numbers.
progressive, but it's like there's no need for that. Like Harry Potter was a classic within itself.
Yeah.
Like it was a classic, and I feel like there was nothing wrong with the spinoff. What was the spinoff? Fantastic Beasts.
I watched the second sequel.
Right, we went and saw the second one, right?
We watched it. I mean, I thought the star was fine. I didn't really get the plot though. I will say that.
Well, I saw most of the first one, and then we saw the second one. The second one was not horrible, but I feel like that's another you can appreciate it a lot if you read the books.
Okay.
But Harry Potter from day one jumped you. Like, you could watch the Harry Potter series from 1 through 7, never touch the books and be cool. Fantastic Beasts, you have to be a part of that lore already to be able to actually appreciate it and enjoy it. I feel like Harry Potter as a series, you can enjoy just like off GP. Like from the very first movie, you understood like this is it's set in London. And this is a completely something different than you've ever seen. Like, it was really, really cool. You had Harry speaking parcel tongue and then setting the snake free, and I think it was his cousin that got stuck in the glass on the very first movie, like the very first couple scenes of the movie were hot.
I never really got into the Harry Potter, so yeah.
Well, no, it's fine, but that's just, I mean, I feel you, but I never got into. Some people look at me like I never really got into Star Wars.
Same.
I don't think it's bad by far, and that's just. I remember one of my first little shirts that I picked out. It's like it was Darth Maul with the double bladed what's it called? And I know lightsaber. Some of the lore, lightsaber.
Yeah,
I'm aware of some of the lore. I know that this nigga Samuel Jackson is just a god because he was like, no one else has a purple lightsaber. I want purple. And they were like, you know what, Samuel Jackson, you have purple. Yoda. I mean, Yoda was just. I like Yoda Green. Just because he was short and cool. He was smooth with it. Like every time I saw him, he was kicking ass.
Yeah.
Every time I saw him, he was kicking ass. I did read like the books for Boba Fett or whatever.
Yeah, I read those too.
They were good.
I like them.
I was a fan, like from that regard. But to get into the full, the first trilogy and this and the third, and then now they got the new movies, and I plan on going back and watching them because I think that is a really key piece in like sci-fi movie history or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want to be able to experience it, but I never got into it from day one. However, there was also a good point. One of the other creators I listened to, they were like, man, Star Wars been having the same sound effects and the same radars and holograms and the like since the 70s, since when it came out like in the 80s and shit. Like the gun still pew 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 pew.
I mean, I think that's the reason why people come to watch those movies.
Really?
Because it's sci-fi, It's. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so there's sci-fi in the Altered Carbon, and then there's sci-fi in Star Wars.
I haven't seen Altered Carbon yet. I do need to watch that. I know.
I can't say nothing. No, I can't say anything because Altered Carbon for me, I didn't watch the anime first. I'm gonna have to do that. But I didn't even realize it was an anime until after they did the Netflix show. But I haven't heard a whole bunch of people complaining about the Netflix show as it being bad in relation to like a bad adaptation of. They got 2 seasons out of it, so it means that enough people were enjoying it.
Yeah.
However, I'm only like 4 episodes in, and it is a lot of world building, but it's so good. It's not like I haven't not watched it. I haven't not watched it because I think it's bad. I just know that I had to be 100% attentive to it if I want to be able, because I haven't watched the anime, so I have like no backstory. But it's really, Altered Carbon is really good, and I think it's the guy who played Colonel Rick. Was it Rick Flag in Suicide Squad? I think is in the first season.
Who's Rick Flag? That sounds familiar.
And from the dude from Suicide Squad that played that was dating Enchantress.
Oh, him, that guy.
Yeah, I think he's in season 1.
Oh, okay.
I think it's him. At least it looked like him. I might be 100% wrong, but I feel like it's him. How long have you been going? How long have you been going? Your mic's still off, Kev.
Yeah. I like how Charles has to say like a thing for like a while.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
You're just here. Okay. I mean, as long as you're cool with this.
Oh yeah, I've watched everything.
What was I gonna go into? I don't remember. But like, I follow. I watched the first Star Wars movie, the Awakening one, and that started like the trilogy. But like, I follow the same. I follow like 2 Star Wars Reddits, and like they hate the new trilogy. Like they just fucking hate it.
I have gotten that consensus. Like
they hate it.
I follow a lot of various nerd type pages on Reddit and otherwise, and it's like, bro, this is trash. This is just a New Hope redone with new characters.
I don't like. It's really interesting because like the last 2 movies they suck, and the Solo movie kind of sucks too apparently. But then the movie that people love a lot from the new trilogy, I guess the new era, is Rogue One.
Okay, yeah. I feel like Rogue One got a lot of praise, and that was the only one.
Yeah, that was the only one. Like I like Awakening for what it was, but I wouldn't rewatch it again. Like I appreciate Star Wars movies, and that movie, like I feel like they nail a lot of things for like what a Star Wars movie should be. But then like I don't know, just it wasn't.
I feel like that's the whatchamacallit that I get that I understand what people say like with anime stuff or like with Disney stuff. Sometimes it doesn't need to be remade or retouched or whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Not that the first was so perfect, but then also the new stuff isn't so great that it needed to be done.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
You're talking about like the Disney remakes, like Aladdin, Lion King.
I don't think Lion King was necessary, especially because so much of it didn't translate into. Because a lot of that whatchamacallit was that these were characterizations and anthropomorphic, isn't
like realistic,
Yeah, I mean I put it this way: Timon and Pumbaa in the movie, in the original,
yeah,
they were just like, okay, this is cool, man. Seeing a real warthog, that shit ain't cute, dog.
No, it isn't.
Real warthogs look the fuck disgusting, B.
They are fucking.
It's like they look like pigs with tusks, my guy. Like,
yeah,
but just like this ain't Pumbaa. This is not Pumbaa. And meerkats are kind of cute in real life, but they not all of that.
I don't know. I think like it's like another cash and grab in a sense because like
people. Yeah, I mean, but then too they did. I'll give them credit in that they cast it as well as they could for current whatchamacallit. They didn't switch up Mufasa's voice, which is great.
For who?
I said they didn't switch up Mufasa's voice, and then they got Beyonce to voice Nala. They got Childish Gambino, so they got people that are relevant to the culture now.
Yeah.
To voice these new people, I would have damn sure watched it sooner if they had got the Migos as the hyenas.
They did?
No, I would have watched it if they did.
Oh, that's interesting.
They didn't.
I mean, isn't one of the hyenas a girl though?
Semantics.
I mean, just whatever.
Semantics. If they made Beauty and the Beast, who did they make gay? Who was that? Gaston's little imp. What's
he was gay?
Josh Gad. Yeah, they said he was queer, but then it's like, and then of course people are like, oh my god, no, he was. No, not Lumiere. What was the little short dude's name?
I have no idea, but I know what you're talking about.
Josh Gad played him in the new joint. Anyway, no one strong like Gaston. No one dark like Gaston. That dude. But anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
They made him. They Disney implied that he was their first or one of their first gay characters or queer characters, and it was like, and people were like, "What the hell? That's ridiculous." And
that's bullshit.
And it's bullshit, but I mean, it makes sense if you're like his obsession with Gaston and all of that was whatchamacallit or right with the women that were in the original movie, but it wasn't necessary,
Definitely wasn't.
It was like before that, it was just like he was just the ultimate hype man.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
He was just the ultimate hype man.
he was like a character, for Gaston. He was like Gaston's foil character to make him look more impressive. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like some of these progressive calls are just stupid because like this is a Disney movie and like this is a classic. Let's just not add stupid twists.
It's animated for your entertainment, and if that's not the what's the best way to put this? If that's not the what am I going for? Because some stuff is made for those messages, Like some characters have an arc where you can see it's like, okay, maybe this is, but it's relevant in their like what to come in that arc. Retconning something to be progressive and seem more a part of the culture. It's like, no, it's okay. You made movies that were appropriate and according to that time. And just the next project that you take, if you really want to be a part of that culture and moving it forward, then take the steps to make movies that are actually good and have a good perspective on that, or a decent perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like there's no need to go backwards and be like, oh, we're so, we can't seem like we were closed-minded.
Like
everybody at some point is.
Like that's just basically making that character a token like homosexual, basically. Yeah, it's like he's not even like a main character or anything, right? He's just a side character.
No, he was a side character, right? But it was like there's no need. It's like it's okay to say, hey, look, we made this content then, and we wanted to, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's all about money to whatever extent. Yeah. We made this content then to be able to fit, because we wanted to market to everybody, and then this dude, Gaston's friend or whatever, was a really great character. He's still a great character, but there's no need to go backwards and say, oh, he was actually one of our first queer people. Nobody in that writer's room was like this. You know what? Let's make a queer hype man for this toxic masculine dude in the middle of a Beauty and the Beast film.
First of all, he would have been flamboyant and he would have called you like sugar or some shit.
It's not necessary. If you really want to say we have a queer character, then take that character from the beginning and make it that way. Definitely. I would have been more appreciative if they said that Mulan was trying to be was more what to come, but she was just really a cross-dresser.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
and it was for honor. So, hey, shout out.
Right.
She was trying to protect her pops. I have nothing but respect for that. It doesn't matter if I did it.
Has that movie came out yet?
Mulan, nah.
I don't know.
I am low key a little bit excited for it. Just to see how they cut, because the music gonna be stupid.
Yeah. I might watch that. But we were talking about like superheroes and shit, and I was like thinking back of Suicide Squad. Did you guys watch that movie?
What, Suicide Squad?
The animated one.
No, I'm talking about the the one that's
the live action.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theaters.
Like I know like that movie was just garbage, but like I loved like every scene with Captain Boomerang. I don't know why. I loved every scene with Captain Boomerang because like he was just kind of like silly. Like
no, he was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of. I'm not sure I'm 100% excited about seeing Idris Elba in Will Smith's role.
Wait, for real? They actually?
I think that's real.
He's gonna be the new Deadshot.
Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me.
I don't think so. That wouldn't work.
Hey, look, I would say it wouldn't work until they did that.
You're talking about War Machine?
No, until they did. What the fuck movie was that?
Are you talking
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, I was about to mention it. Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw, low key, it was like, okay, Idris, you could do some things. Like I could take you as the cheese mode. I mean, not that he hasn't, but like the tech that he is. Hold on, let me see. Idris Elba, Deadshot.
They could have I don't know. I feel like they could have just put Deadshot, like put him in the closet for a bit, just like, oh, you'll come out some other movie, just you're MIA for now. This is like, I don't know. I feel like when you replace characters, the next replace actors. I mean, it's just like no.
Oh, okay. So they switched it up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Though the next installment in the Suicide Squad is moving full steam ahead with the new addition of Idris Elba, the movie will now move forward without Deadshot.
Okay.
It was previously reported that he would be replacing Will Smith as Deadshot in the new picture. But sources now tell Variety that all parties, including director James Gunn, had decided to move on from the Deadshot character, with Elba playing a new character in the Suicide Squad.
You know, you guys remember the end of Justice League? I think they showed Deathstroke.
Yeah.
You guys remember?
Who the hell was playing him?
No idea. But like, it would be cool to see Elba as Deathstroke. I wouldn't mind. That'd be a great call.
I would appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
Like, I'm not that in depth with like Deadshot and Deathstroke and like what they do. I know they're kind of similar in a sense, but I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I feel like Deathstroke was, he was Deadpool before Deadpool, right?
Yeah. He was before Deadpool basically. He's like some super soldier, healing factor, military training. Yeah, harassed a couple kids, super kids, But that'd be great. And who's the guy who's directing it now? James Gunn. And
hell of a director.
Fuck yeah! Like I would definitely watch that movie. You guys ever seen Slither?
Say what now?
Slither. You guys ever seen that? It's a sci-fi movie.
That was okay movie.
Yeah, it's okay, but I'm just like that was his first directorial debut.
Mm.
Yeah, I think. But yeah. Did you guys watch the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
I have not.
You haven't seen it, Dre? That's surprising.
I almost haven't been watching it on purpose because I knew you niggas would say something.
I was looking forward to talk about that. Like the only reason why I might like look into it more often is because they're gonna talk about like the culture for Norse gods and shit like that. I do like the Norse god stuff.
I don't think that would fit in Assassin's Creed game. They should have just called it Valhalla, produced by Ubisoft.
No, but you're right because like if you think if you think about it, because like there's
most Vikings aren't assassins. They come up, they walk up to you with an axe to your chest. Right. Then kick the axe inside your chest.
Right.
Go ahead, because I got a rebuttal for that, Charles. Go ahead.
Because like in Assassin's Creed, there's always some cool. I watched the trailer twice. I don't think there's like some cool like music to behind or whatever. But then the big thing is like there's no HUD, and then like I mean there's worlds and stuff, and then usually the assassins in like cities and shit like that. But like this time it's kind of different. He's more of a Viking. But I don't know. Like I don't mind, but it's true though, because like they could make a Viking game instead of an Assassin's Creed game, and it's like that's an interesting point.
I'll tell you, there are assassins, but they're not like Ezio, right?
Yeah, basically.
Like I don't know if you've seen the anime called Vinland Saga.
Nah.
And then if you watch that, then
is it on
like little short dude on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I seen it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's a good Norse show. But he's like a dual wielder type person. But he's not. He can be an assassin, but he also does close combat like on a general basis. So he can do both. But most Vikings, they're not assassins to a degree.
Like the only reason why I'm interested in this Assassin's Creed is like I kind of hope like they like is this something like God of War influence? I don't know. Like just give homage or some shit. Like I don't know. I like Norse mythology too, so it's just like that's the one.
Well, I think this will be more realism.
Yeah.
So with like the pillaging, the burning of villages, and this God of War is more so on the fantasy side of him fighting the gods again, but the Norse gods rather.
Right.
So this one it'll have that same influence, but I think it'll be. You're not gonna fight like a fucking demon beast from hell.
Definitely
in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, it'll be more world-side and trying to dominate and conquer Wessex or some shit.
That's true. But there was no gameplay, so
yeah, that's I'm wait for the gameplay. So
yeah,
but the intro was good though. That was a nice intro.
So
cool.
Let me drop this tune upon your head top. First off, as an Assassin's Creed fan, I could argue that we haven't had a true assassin. The last time an assassin made sense in the game was Origins.
That wasn't a while.
Because you could imagine, huh?
That wasn't a long time ago.
Yeah.
Let me finish, nigga.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in regards to, you could imagine there was a secret society amongst the Egyptians that took care of X amount of whatevers, There was nothing secretive about the fucking Romans or the Greeks when they were fighting. Right?
Wait, isn't
Sort of the Trojan horse. They know, well, we ran up on them niggas in the nighttime and murked their ass. Like,
isn't
ain't none of them stories, and ain't none of those great stories in those type of battles. Am I right?
right? No, wait. Here's the thing.
What do you mean? The
Isn't
Trojan horse was an assassination. It was just a large scale one.
I said outside of that, sir. Pay
Outside of that.
attention.
wait, isn't
Julius Caesar. They stabbed him, and he wasn't seen. He saw
Two
it coming.
instances. Two
but-
instances.
Oh,
And they incorporated that into the game.
That's true.
aren't Greeks and Romans the same? Greeks is older. Romans is basically the new Greek.
Greek, Rome, you get the point, yeah.
I'm just trying to get
care.
that straight. I'm just trying to get
My
that straight.
knowledge of their is Spanakopita, the flag, Giannis Antetokounmpo, in that game. All right, no disrespect to the Grecians, but anyway, my point is maybe they'll because you make a valid point. The Vikings were all about, I will smite ye, whatever. All right, like Thor type shit. That's cool, right? So
Yeah.
what if to like that they don't have, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey didn't have too many stealth missions like the Ezio games or the
Right.
ones with Connor and the like, like like them first three, they had a lot of stealth games. You had to stay within a certain area, had to be above them, actually stalk and spy and hide and didn't have a whole bunch of those missions because they recognized that culture, I think to some degree, didn't necessarily fit that narrative, right? You had to do some investigation, but it wasn't that deep. So,
Right.
what if during gameplay or they set it up so you don't have a whole bunch of those stealth missions and you get certain boost or whatever just for fighting outright. They might have more scenes like that anyway. Because a lot of the missions in Odyssey, I played it through once and almost had the damn thing beat. I gotta play it again now. But in Odyssey, they had like the final missions to get X amount of legendary loot or whatever once you almost conquer the area, taking it over for either side, quote unquote. You have to go into a battlefield. Wasn't no stealth mission or let's go run up on somebody. Nah, you are in a battlefield, and it is you and your side, whatever side you're supporting, the Spartans, or the who was the other side of it? The Spartans in what, Athens or whatever. Sparta, yeah, it was Sparta and Athens, right?
I honestly don't know.
Either way, you either supporting one side of a side of the war or B side of the war. Whoever you decided to for the most part, you were going to fight with whoever you had been because you're all trying to overthrow the leaders of the area. Once you defeat the leader, these big missions become available, right? And it is literally just battle fucking royale. It is you and your character and your spears, whatever you have as your weapons, and it is a field of a good maybe 50 to 75 enemies, of ranging the first 25 to 40 might be of lower ranking, low health, one arrow, headshot, bow, knock your ass out. Then you have some that are literally, as you approach them, they're taking on 3 to 4 people, and they keep all of their health until they get to you. Once you finish that, you get X amount of XP, you get X amount of legendary loot, whatever, and you can use that to boost your player, whatever.
I'm sort of lost. What we're talking about?
I'm trying to say, what if in the gameplay they set it up so that you don't have to worry about necessarily being an assassin? Most of Assassin's Creed is setting up how a secret society could have been fighting the assassins, could have been fighting the Templars, and changing some of and incorporating some events that we know about in Most of the people that are playing Assassin's Creed aren't even aware of what the fuck Norse mythology is, short of Thor or fucking Zeus,
Yeah.
So I feel like they've done it well enough with the last 2 games, where they didn't have you doing a whole bunch of extra stealth missions. You had more stealth missions with Bayek and Aya than you did with Cassandra in Odyssey. So I feel like they'll probably set it up so, and then they might have you get more XP or boost for flat out going into an area and just kicking everybody's ass. I play Assassin's Creed like that any goddamn way. I don't like the little, let's sit back in the bushes and with the arrow. I've done that maybe 40 times over all the Assassin's Creeds because I don't like that shit. It's like, nah, I got these daggers. I done beasted them out. I got flames on them things. I got boost. Let's get it. Parries, and hand to hand. Let's get it. That's how I play. So I feel like they'll do a good enough job. They haven't failed me yet, even though everybody keep clowning me as them being one of my favorite what's-it-coms. And I mean to tell you, everybody, including, you remember Muhammad, who we used to work with CP?
Yeah.
He was like, fuck you. That's a terrible game. They make the same thing every year. It's like, I'm sorry, what's your favorite series? Oh, Halo, sir? So you're telling me they ain't been doing the same thing for a couple years?
But they don't release every year like Assassin's Creed.
It doesn't matter. Right, so that means you stuck playing the same shit. You stuck slicing and dicing some 10-year-old with an energy sword. Well, I'm over here with a whole new storyline. I'm over here with a whole new storyline and characters. And they've gotten better with most of the fighting mechanics over time. I still think that Black Flag is probably the best out of them overall. But they've gotten better with the games over time. So I'm not mad about it. And I'm also not telling people that their opinions are wrong, thinking that it's not a great game. It's okay. My feelings ain't hurt. I ain't making a dime off the shit yet.
Okay,
you know? Huh?
Okay, Trey.
All right. I guess y'all want to hear me talking more.
I'm fine. I was listening to some.
I was listening.
I was just trying to say that I think the path they're now taking, it's more combat focused than actually telling a story compelling game that has assassins in it. I mean, yeah, there's secret societies in each race, but as far as I've known,
that's what they're trying to do, though.
There hasn't been one for Vikings in direct. Yeah, sorcerers and shit like that. They do have probably like secret blood cults or some shit, but like typical assassins, I don't know. Hey, we'll have to see gameplay, and then we'll have to see what story they're pulling the information from, whether it's like just all over or if it was just a certain part in time.
But I feel like that's what they were trying to do. I feel like that's why they started with Origins, with that quote unquote the rehashing, because that was supposed to be like the beginning of. And at the end of the day, it's just a society of people who are trying to make a change. Yeah. One for the quote unquote free will, and then the other for the not so free will of people. They got away from it in regards to. I feel like these first three games, like the Origins, Odyssey, and the one that they're about to do, are more like history based in regards to they don't have as many notable characters as the other ones did. You think about the first three, they had Michelangelo, fucking
I remember that.
They had people in those games that you knew.
Yeah.
And people knew more about that culture. They're reaching back into stuff. They don't have to necessarily be 100%.
Accurate.
Oh, let's go 100% secret society, or 70% secret society and story driven. And to be honest, I mean, I'm kind of okay with it because I'm not trying to play a whole mission because I know there was a good part of the community who was like, bruh, I am not trying to play 22 missions out of these 50 that are like side missions. Like you play a main mission where you got to just stalk somebody within 3 meters and then the very next side mission that's more XP, that might be more XP or just as much, is the same shit. Like, no, this is hot buns. And then when they had the story driven earlier in the series, the fighting wasn't that great.
Interesting.
Now they've added different finishers and the like. I feel like they've come a long way and they're not done. But I'm excited for the goddamn game, even if I hadn't seen it. And imagine if they take a bit of that sorcery, quote unquote, what's it common to it? That sort of lore or whatever. Oh, bro, it's gonna be a problem because you give me a power up where I can just be like invincible off some, I got a curse or whatever from a witch, whatever, and for this mission I'm just invincible or I can see whatever. Like, oh, I just thought about that. They might actually make the Eagle Vision somehow related to a curse that you get from somebody.
I forgot about that. Eagle Vision.
Yeah. They might actually make some of the stuff that you have base level every game to more of like a curse base or a blessing, that sort of thing, blessing of whatever god or whatever. That might actually be. I'm looking for. Ooh, that's not even confirmed, but I like the thought of that. Mm-hmm. Okay,
let's wait for the trailer.
I'll watch the trailer. I am going to watch it. I just wasn't sure that
It's CGI though. It's not. It's nothing.
It's
gameplay
just a cinematic trailer, but it looks cool. I like it.
I just bought the NyQuil.
Why did you buy NyQuil?
It's an operation to make more money on GTA.
Oh, okay, cool. How long have we been recording?
A little over an hour, I think. If y'all got anything else y'all want to chat about, call about, go into, rant about, any rants today?
Nothing specific, really. I haven't really kept up with anything in general.
All right, Kev, you got anything?
Not really. Not really. I mean, we could talk about movies, but then it's like I'm kind of hungry, so it's like
No bullshit. I'm fat. I ain't eating all day.
I'm about to order food in a bit.
Who you ordering food, huh? Who you trust that much?
Huh?
Who you trust that much?
Who I trust that much? Nobody. I'm hungry.
I'm hurt, so I know.
Hey Charles, has our barber came back to Maryland yet?
No, I'm gonna text him actually in a bit, but no, I haven't heard from him in like a month.
He texted me the other day. I kind of need it. I don't know. I was asking you. He just checked on me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but I need a haircut.
Yeah, I'm looking kind of gross.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another installment of the Biscuithead podcast. #SquaddSodes.
Cool.
I've been your host, the original Biscuithead Dre. There's been Other K, #Kevo/Kevin, and Mr. Mac I Am, Big Charles in the bottom. Anybody want to do the shameless self-plug real quick? So,
hey, cool cats and kitties.
Shameless self-plug. Okay. Oh,
what the fuck? You're doing. Stop doing this.
I thought the shit dropped, B. What the fuck? Ooh, niggas.
All right, guys. If you guys watch other podcasts, don't follow me on Instagram. I don't want to fucking know who you are. I'm just not gonna follow you back because I'm like, who the fuck is this? So you know.
I'll do it.
Wow, what wonderful calligraphy.
You thought that calligraphy?
It's very it's very distinct and unique.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. You know, Buffalo Wild Wings sound good right now.
Headers.
I was there the other day. They have a good deal where you can get like 10 wings and fries for like $13, I think. Was it $13?
Have you heard of a carryout, bitch?
I'm sorry. I like I don't like the wings.
I forgot. Kev got money. He different out here.
I got money. Wow.
Facts.
Okay.
Kev got money.
I mean, I kind of like traditional wings. I don't like breaded wings. I mean, I honestly don't care. I eat either. But
Kev different. He got bread. Okay, so anyway, I'll give. If you didn't understand that chicken scratch, you're not alone. But that was Charles shouting himself out at Brahman Black on Instagram at BLVK because got to switch up the syllables every now and then. You can follow Kevin on Instagram at OtherK.
Please do not.
Twitter, what was it? Nook 40 something.
Please don't follow me on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, don't follow Kev on Twitter. He be liking some fuck shit. And then you can follow me on Instagram at JustDeandre, JustDeondre.
Hey, I just realized something. I just remembered something that we could talk about real quick. This is a quick. I mean, I don't know. It could be a long one. I was on Facebook and I saw a post that you posted, Dre, about if Drake isn't in your top 10, your music chase is unvalidated, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I mean, he's not in my top 10, but who am I?
All right, who are you?
Well, I mean,
I was ending the episode, and
now I started the episode again.
Damn it! So unprofessional.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, look.
God.
First off, before you said that, have you listened to Drake's newest
demo
tape?
I haven't.
Okay.
It came out last Friday.
And when was the last time you listened to an entire Drake project?
I've never listened to Drake project.
So why the fuck do you have an opinion on the post, nigga?
Because it's stupid. Because like, what the fuck? People have different tastes. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate him. He's just not my top 10.
I was talking about the people that I have musical conversations with. Okay, you know what? No, because these niggas, no, absolutely the fuck not.
I'm confused.
Okay, Drake, I put on Facebook that if Drake is not in your top 10 minimum, I cannot respect your musical opinion. Okay, let's start there. I had 3 people that liked it. 7 people commented on it. One of them probably don't even know who the hell Drake is, and she don't comment on nothing. The other one is my 50+ old high school gym teacher. Completely, I don't expect him to be a part of that conversation. The other nigga I went to high school with, and I guarantee you, I'm about to unfriend him anyway because we weren't that cool in high school, and I literally spent 90% of my time roasting him into fucking oblivion. Okay, I don't even know how we got to be friends on Facebook. Beyond that, the only other person that was there was Moose, right? Moose, I've had musical conversations with. We have an understanding, and he was like, "Hey, I'm not saying homie terrible, but he's not in my top 10. He good, but he not terrible. Fine.
Same.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who's actually in your top 10. That was my opinion on my Facebook, on my platform, okay? And he is, if I'm being 100, he's in my top 5. Era has everything to do with it. Taste have everything to do with it. And I'm looking at it from the perspective of not just a fan, but from someone who makes music. Right. I do this. I don't make no money from it because niggas don't like R&B no more, but I'm looking at it from a fan, from his ability, and it's like, you could say, all he does is take other people's styles. Fine. I'm not denying any of that. I will say that maybe look at it from the standpoint that he's put I never heard of Migos before him. I never heard of J-Boy Block Boy JB before him. There are plenty of styles, and that's the thing, plenty of styles that I've been introduced to because of him. And I'm one of those people, I'm a music fan. I'll go and listen to the actual culture he's pulling from. Only thing I'm not a fan of for real is that English drill trap, that drill scene. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like I'm not a fan of that shit. Well, regardless of who do it. No offense to you or anybody else who listens to it. But the beat work, the production he has, the ability to be on almost any track and be able to be himself, the lyric work that he had on the stuff that's truly him. I don't care if he writes it or not. Delivery is a whatchacom, because no matter what you say, he didn't write it. Okay, but the nigga who did write it ain't got the skill to deliver it. There's plenty of people who are writing out here, and I'll put it this way. Lil Yachty wrote one of what song was that, Charles? Lil Yachty wrote one of it was the City Girls or whatever. Throw my ass back for a bitch ass.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said Lil Yachty, I forgot who that was, and then I remember Spencer.
It's okay. That's the point, though. Lil Yachty wrote that. Do you think and he's a rapper. I don't like his music. I never have. I think his use of auto-tune is atrocious. But he's making more money at it than I am, so I have to at least respect it. But as a writer, right? He wrote a song, Red Last Bitch, Give a Fuck About a Nigga. Do you think if he, as a black man in hip hop community, came out and sang that himself, he'd have an ounce of respect? I think the fuck not. Okay? He could not deliver those lyrics because we would chew him up, spit him out, and run over the goddamn remnants.
Okay.
So even if he doesn't write his own stuff, delivery is a thing. Because there's some stuff I've written, it's like, hey, that's pretty good. It's just so not believable. It's just so not believable. And Drake has been doing it for a long time. Like, and people like, 10 years is nothing. Okay, what have you been doing for 10 years besides breathing?
That's a long time. And to be like, on the top charts all the time, right?
To be the top charts all the time and be respected enough in the hip hop community, still have pop crossovers. He can work with damn near anyone.
Yep.
He can work with damn near anyone. He can be on damn near any beat and find himself. I have nothing but respect for that as an artist, as a fan. And I mean to tell you, the first 4 tracks of this last tape, I'm not saying the whole track is great. The whole tape is great. But I think what he's done is released himself from the I'm just a hip-hop artist. His basis is in hip-hop and as a rapper, but he is not just a hip-hop artist. Because like More Life was he labeled that as a mixtape. This last one that came out was a demo tape. Demo tapes don't have to be These are just sounds and vibes that you're you want to share them with. Drake is big enough that he can share that as an album because what he puts together is so put together. My demo tape sounds nothing like Drake's. The first 4 tracks of that album, the beat work, the samples, and his his ability to tell a story, whether you believe it or not, him and Bryson Tiller are almost in the same vein of there are a lot of people trying to be Drake in that I'm rich, I'm famous, I can have anybody I want, but I want you in particular, and you hurt me because I can't have it. I don't believe Bryson Tiller with his beard and dad hat. I don't believe L.A. I believe L.A. more than Bryson Tiller, but I don't believe L.A. that much. I don't believe Tory Lanez that much because Tory Lanez flat out got quarantine radio, got hoes twerking on his Instagram live every other week. I don't believe it. Drake had a whole kid and we didn't even know it.
Right.
He tried to hide his kid from the world and the world from the kid. Okay? I have nothing. And then there's a real part of, we watched Drake grow from, I'll have her home at 9, sir, to she calls me daddy now. In fact, your wife calls me daddy now. Like, we watched Drake grow from that. He's given us from mixtape. He almost had mixtapes that were just as big as people's entire careers worth of album sales. And he keeps coming. He keeps coming with it. Justin Bieber tried to make, I wasn't a fan of Tootsie Slide. I hate Tootsie Slide. Hate it. I thought it was, I don't like the beat. I don't like the song. I can dance like Michael Jackson. No, you can't. Chris Brown dances like Michael Jackson, okay? Usher dances like most Michael Jackson. You do not. You literally just kick your leg and electric slide on their head. Like, no, it's not okay. But he created, but you know what? He's so big and he's given us enough that he created his own TikTok challenge. Justin Bieber came out with his album, which I do not think was good. I reviewed it when it came out. And then dude came, and then we went into quarantine. It's like, well, everybody on TikTok, everybody home. Let me try to create a challenge. He and his wife were sitting there, and it's like, let's make a dance. Ooh, ha, yeah, do this way, that way, this way, that way. You know who did? You know how popular that challenge was?
No.
Exactly. Did you know he even tried to make it?
No, of course not.
No. And I'm a Justin Bieber supporter. I ain't saying I'm a believer. Bump that, because some of his music is bums, and some of it don't speak to me. But he tried to make his own challenge and did not. From the music that he already had existing, that had just come out mere weeks before we was all put on shutdown. Drake came out with a song specifically for the sole purpose of hitting on an entire app. And it worked. He literally went on a Meek Mill. He's literally bodied some people and been beefing with people and then made tracks that are bigger than anything they've ever done on their own damn near. Meek Mill had a lot of but there was a certain audience, certain people would have never heard of Meek Mill. But then Drake, you hear when Drake is like, oh shit, Meek be rapping. And then they go listen to others. It's like, Meek really be rapping. He dumbed it down to be with Drake. That's fine. But this dude, literally, one of his bars, I got more slaps than the Beatles. How many other artists can say that as a bar and it be real? Like, he's believable in a lot more of the lanes than he decides. Outside of, and I don't think that Drake is like, oh, I'm going to be extra hard with it today and be but if I want to feel like a sub, I'm going to listen to The Baby. I'm going to listen to some Kendrick, some J. Cole tracks. You know, there are other music I go to get a certain vibe. And then too, hip-hop, 90% of hip-hop, up until the last couple of years with Nicki and Megan, Doja, Cardi. Who else? Who else is out there? Princess Nokia. Who else? The City Girls. Most of hip hop has been toxic masculinity. Has it not been?
Yeah.
Ain't no whole bunch of females be like, hey yo, turn on that new Ja Rule. Turn on that new Kendrick. And I'm saying, and Kendrick does have crossover ability. But my point of saying that is some people listen to it, but it's not but Drake you can have on in the car. I got my mother listen to Drake, to some Drake stuff. I clearly do. If I had a girl, I could have on a Drake album. Just like, that's cool. I can't turn on, like if I wanted to go back in the day and turn on some Ja Rule growling in every song with some DMX. Hey, yo, dog. Like, I can't turn on that classic, that stuff that people claim is so classic and hard, and I'm a ride in the whip and fuck your bitch and shoot this nigga in his head and pull it. I can't play all of that with my mother in the car or a female that I'm interested in unless they're into that. And 90% of them aren't into that. No. There's a crossover ability with Drake's music. He makes stuff that there's a greater audience who knows of Drake's music than not, He makes music that you can sit in there with a cup of brown and be in your feelings. He makes music where you can just be in the car and go on to work. He makes music that you can turn up to with your friends in the club. Like, he is overall one of the best artists. I'm not saying that he is the greatest vocally, or I'm not saying that he's the greatest at one thing, because I think that Michael Jackson was greater than him vocally. But then too, I'll give Drake more versatility vocally than Kanye, and I'm a Kanye fan. I think T-Pain is better than him, than Drake vocally. Like, I'm a music fan. I create music. I sing, whatever. So I look at it from more than one whatchacom. At the end of the day, you're creating music to separate people from whatever moment that they're in and or be a part of a moment that they're in. He has music that can touch you in damn near every way possible, short of gospel. But depending on who you are and your religion or your beliefs, he can touch you. His music can touch you there. He can reach you there. And then from there, you go to the fact that it's about making money. This man has made more money across more platforms streaming than anybody in existence, with music that has been classically recognized as quote unquote greater than. And then he has the moments where lyrically he is just bars upon bars. But then he has where he's just, hey, look, I'm singing on this jump, or this is just for fun. I have nothing but respect for that level of versatility and that level of and then to keep the people around him that he does. Hey, look, because I'm gonna be 100. I can't argue that Party Next Door might not be better than Drake, because Party Next Door has handed some of his best stuff off to people, and he still makes slaps. Still. Work, Party Next Door. Come and See Me for Once. That could have been all Party Next Door, but then Drake was like, hey, yo, you got on my label. Let me slide on that real quick, man. Like, I have, and then he's gone the same old guard that sometimes and displayed that toxic masculinity. They have had to recognize, and if they haven't, they're just hating at this point, but they've had to recognize that Drake is at least, even if it's not I don't respect you don't have bars like I did. You don't have wordplay and metaphors and this, that, and the third. And I studied the game and I came up in this and that. Bruh, this man went from I'm acting on the grass and he got shot, was in a wheelchair, to where he is now. As one of the greatest artists, whether you want to accept it or not, or he's in your top he's one of the most successful artists that there is. Period. Ever. Okay. There are people the only person that's bigger than him on his own label, which was Cash Money, Young Money, before it was just OVO. The only person that's bigger than him is Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne doesn't have as much crossover, I think, as Drake does. And that's not me shading him out. Nicki has her own lane because she's a female rapper in that. But I was saying that he, as a from my own opinion, the people that I've had real music conversations with, Drake, if Drake isn't in your top 10, I can't really respect that because I'm looking at it from more than just, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and it doesn't really hit me where I like it, you know? It doesn't really touch my soul. That's fine. But from the overall bubble, he's in my top 10. He's in my goddamn top 10. So
Okay.
He's in my top 5, actually.
I mean, obviously.
So, yeah.
Okay, I was just poking fun.
Well, no, y'all wanted to get into it, and I know some other people did, so I'm gonna put the whole rant.
I mentioned
people on my and there are people every day who are like, nah, Drake ain't that good. Nah, Drake ain't that good. Okay, I'm gonna give you everything that Drake has. Beat work, same writers that y'all say he got. You go do it. You deliver it the way he has. Go ahead. I'll wait. And you still gonna be sitting in your mama's basement talking shit, not making no money, nigga. Because you not that. Now I'm getting in my feelings.
No, definitely. I'm like, Jesus, Trey. I was
no, because the people who have something negative to say about it don't realize how hard it is. Don't realize how hard it is. And those that do realize how hard it is, they might have their opinion, they might speak on it, but they're not adamant about it and on every other thread. Drake's terrible. Drake's trash. He's just ready to step. He's terrible. His best friend, Pusha T bodied him. I know Pusha T won that battle. Still a fan.
When was this? I don't really
See, you don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even follow.
Drake, before he came out with the last album, Scorpion, he had worked on. He was about to I guess he had talked to Kanye about having a kid, whatever, and it was like how did Pusha T get this information? Because Pusha T dropped a diss track.
Oh, okay, it was Pusha. Okay,
and basically Drake's response in his and I thought it was good in regards to it had a quotable. I'm gonna send you a check. I'm going to send you an invoice for the sales I just made because some of the sales that Pusha T made on the album he just came out with was because they wanted to hear some of the streams he got because they wanted to hear what he said about Drake. So even I'm going against Drake, you're getting listens to because you're going for the biggest name, one of the biggest fucking names ever.
Yeah.
But Pusha T was like, I think it was the story of Adidon. Yeah, it was the story of Adidon. He was like, you stop hiding, you are hiding a child, whatever. And everybody's like, oh, Drake got a kid. But then I feel like Drake did as best he could in that moment, and that he had Scorpion was 20, 25 tracks?
Yeah.
And he addressed it. He didn't hide from it. Yeah, I got a son. And then this year he put pictures of the kid out. It's like, hey, yo, I get it. I know why you was trying to hide the kid from the world. This nigga's a god. Right now, and that's the thing. The worst part is, that ruined that whole rollout they had with Adidas. So, I mean, but if anything, that just kind of messed up Pusha T's money because I'll put it this way. Adidas, that goes into more money, with like how relevancy with labels and rappers and who wears them, that type of thing is, because Adidas is behind a lot more artists than Nike is, like rappers and the like. Like Pharrell has his NMDs, and a lot more people wear Adidas anymore, like similar to the throwbacks, the Run DMC and whatever, in that era of wearing the Adidas tracksuits and the Samoas, whatever. But Push's main supporter is Kanye. Kanye is signed by or has a deal making shoes with Adidas. Drake's son having a rollout with Adidas would have been that much more exposure and money for Adidas. Most people will say, "Oh, I like this. Who is behind that?" And it's just. I feel like he handled it with the best way that you could in that moment. And yeah, so Drake is in my top 5. And I could argue for every person that's in my top 5. In fact, next SquaddSode, everybody come with your top 5 rappers, not artists, because artists is a broad spectrum. I think putting them in, trying to fit them into bubbles is a little better. So the next squad, so whatever that is, you come to the table with your top 5 and the explanation for why.
Yeah.
And if you want to extend it to top 10, cool.
Like 4. I don't even listen to music, like, and that's fine.
Yeah, your fifth would be like YouTube, because you just press
Wow.
play. Charles just press play, bro. Charles got some shit in his playlist gonna be like, yo, what is this? So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna put that I'm gonna just make that individually a clip. Hi, Cole, can you get down, sir? I am working. I'm defending Drake right now. I am working.
Okay, so we're done. I'm tired.
Oh, now you tired. You brought it up.
I brought it up because I thought it was funny. Because it was like, I mean, I didn't know you said you're referring to your friends and you just want a musical conversation. Because when I read it, it was like, it sounds it's just like an opinion.
Right,
I mean,
it is just an opinion. At the end of the day, it's just an opinion.
Yeah.
The only person who I've had a real music conversation with that's in the era of Drake that could understand is Moose. That was it.
Okay.
Everybody else on that post, for the most part, well, not for the most part, was irrelevant to that conversation.
I mean, okay.
So, yeah, I just gave my whole argument for Drake, and when we do the next episode,
you could definitely be a spokesman for Drake if you want.
He in the next, he in the top 5. I'm not going to explain why he in my top 5. Cool. All right. So, as I was doing a good 30 minutes ago now, because Kev got me on a rant, shameless self-plug. You can follow me on Instagram at just DeAndre, JustDeondre, to get early access to the videos and other content that I am working on. You can follow me on Patreon at just DeAndre 1, JustDeondre with the number 1. It's a whole $1 a month. Every video that I record, every SquaddSode, every solo-sode, which is just me, the workout, the weight loss journey, it's all going to be there at least 2 days beforehand. And some of that stuff and some of the videos, depending on where we go, there might just be y'all. And eventually I will just have content for the Patreon. You can follow Charles, who has been silent this entire fucking episode, at BruhManBlack, BLVK on IG.
You're like, I'm like 10% just quiet throughout the whole podcast. Honestly, yeah. And
you can follow Kevin Biscuithead self at Other K on Instagram.
You can follow me at Other K, OnlyPans page .x.
Nice.
I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. Kev's OnlyFans is just Meatspin 2.0.
Wait, what? Meatspin 2.0?
Charles knows what that is.
I don't. Why would you throw something I don't know about? It's stupid. It's like trying to throw in math.
Helicopters, Kev.
My fans are only helicopters.
Helicopters with meat, Kev. Meat helicopters. Do you get it?
No, I don't. It sounds good.
It is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
It just makes it funnier. Oh, he's so innocent, but so not at the same time.
Yeah. So okay. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.